Hey guys, so we are doing chapter 14, which is the social domain. And I have the first part of it. To begin with, there are 4 dimensions of children's development and education. The first one being social skills, which is like interacting with others. Their interactions with their peers in their classroom or their parents or the random guy they see on the street, just like the way that they interact with them. The second one is socialization, so like learning the rules of like society, so like the values, beliefs, customs, and rules, just so like they know what's like appropriate in the society that they are a part of or in other societies. The third one is social responsibility, which is just like caring for one another in our world. So, like seeing a need and feeling the desire to meet that need. And that just makes a well rounded person to have that kind of social responsibility. And then the last one, the fourth one, is social studies, which is just like learning how to contribute to the public good within a diverse and democratic society. So, whether that mean helping pick up trash or voting in the election, just educating them on what it means to be a part of a society. So those are the 4 dimensions. So we are just like born natural social beings. Kids, little people, we are born with the desire for human interaction. So it's our duty as teachers to present students with the opportunity to become socially competent. And there's a lot that goes along with that. So it's just our responsibility to help them be successful in that area. Social competence influences how children feel about themselves and how others perceive them. And the better that children learn to like the do's and don'ts of social behavior and the way to react towards people and just get along with others, the better they are at that, the happier and more confident they are at home and at school. And we want kids to feel confident in who they are and know that they are doing the most for our society that they can. But it does take time and practice for students to master appropriate social behavior. So it's our duty as educators to just like in our developmentally appropriate classrooms, provide intentional opportunities for growth and social skills. So one-on-one activities, paired partners for things, just like talking, like playtime, all of those provide them with opportunities to develop those social skills and opportunities for us to see how they are developing and how we can help them grow more. So the most natural way for students to develop those skills is through play and spontaneous interactions with their peers. So we should really promote that in our classroom by giving them opportunity. I think often it's our tendency to, when kids are talking or not on task, to just like completely veto that. But there are, in some instances, obviously they need to know when it's appropriate and when it's not, but in some instances it's really important for them to have that interaction. So really like zoning in on like, is this conversation one that will grow them or just nonsense? It's really important because we don't want to like make them feel like school is not a place to be social, because that's a really important part of their development. So just really allowing them to play and interact with each other is just crucial in our classrooms and makes us better teachers if we're allowing that. And children need adult support to gain access to important learning experiences. So that scaffolding that we can provide is walking around when they're interacting with their peers and asking questions that makes them more engaged, makes them think deeper about what they're saying, so that their play and their conversation is not just mindless conversation, but it's meaningful and they're learning from it. That's just a really important skill for them to develop, and really good for us as teachers to just understand our students better if we're walking around and listening to how they're interacting with each other. So we do this, we support them by creating opportunities for children to be absorbed in their interactions and promoting that and being like, I love the way y'all are talking about this, and yeah, tell me more about that. What do you think he's saying when he says that? So they're just learning more about each other and about their environments, and it's just like really awesome to have that kind of conversation, meaningful conversation in your classroom. Another good way that the chapter talked about to teach social competence is like for adults to model social behaviors for young children so that they can observe and learn from and imitate. That could look like the way that we talk to each other, like we talk to our students or towards colleagues. They learn from that. They learn from everything we do, as we know. So like modeling that so that they learn from it. Like if someone is crying, you don't just like write it off as the teacher, but you ask them, hey, how are you feeling? How can I help you feel better about this? And they start to learn what is appropriate, and they start to respond in those ways and really care about each other and what's going on around them. So we can enhance their social experiences by expanding on what they are already doing. So if they are already having a conversation about their families, we can ask them questions that makes like the people they're talking to like learn more about them, and just it like promotes them going deeper in what they're talking about. So really enhancing like their play by asking questions or giving ideas that they could throw in there are just really important to their development. So we have these little people and they are full of big emotions. So when they're interacting with people, it is inevitable that there will be conflict. And because they're still learning how to control their emotions and how not to lash out when they're really, really angry because their friend took their toy. So the chapter talked about how sometimes they can work out their own conflicts, and that is ideal. We want them to learn how to work out their own conflicts, but a lot of the times mediation is necessary, and mediation could be like asking them, hey, can you tell your friend why you're feeling this way instead of hitting him? What's going on? So they can talk it out. Or we can say like, let's go back. What is something we could have done better? So just like really like intervening, but also like making it not a discipline opportunity, but a learning opportunity. That's just super important because we have emotions and we want them to know that having those emotions is okay. We just need to learn how to express them in a way that makes our friends still want to be friends with us and makes us not hit our friends because people don't like to be hit. So my last thing is that a quote from the book that said, becoming socialized is not a simple thing for children to master. Learning rules and being able to follow them takes time and practice, just as in other areas of development. Children vary both in the rates at which they acquire knowledge and the skills and in the extent of adult support necessary for them to be successful. So as children develop and vary, because all kids are different and grow at different rates and learn how to be socially competent at different rates, we just need to be aware of like where we need to intervene and what they need in order to be successful, and just feel like they know themselves well enough. So that's all I have for you.